channel. I am Nalini. I'm a child psychology educator, early childhood educator, and a certified parenting coach. In today's video, we are going to discuss about a most asked question, that is, what language should I use when I read books to my baby? So this is a series, Books to Babies, which is a free workshop series where I will be giving a lot of information about how you can introduce books to your baby. And in today's episode, we have this question from many parents that I have books in English, but my native language is different. So can I read books or can I say stories of the book in my native language? So this is one of the most asked questions and I'm going to address it today. If you have not subscribed to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to it. You will get a lot of information on multiple early childhood education and parenting related videos. So, so we might be able to get a lot of books in the English language. Whereas for Indians, we might belong to different languages. For example, I belong to a Tamil family, which means my native language is Tamil. There will be a lot of people who are Hindi native language speakers and Telugu native language speakers and Malayalam native language speakers. What I am trying to say is we might be having everyday conversations with our child in our native language. So when we are introducing books to baby, we might be getting board books mostly in English language. Only a few board books have been introduced in the native languages, which are very less compared to the English languages. So people might be having this question, I am not very comfortable in reading in English to my child. I'm not very comfortable in reading the native language. I'm very comfortable in the native language itself. Can I read that book in that particular language? Especially with toddlers or children who started speaking and children who are more than 2.5 years, where they understand and speak very clearly their native language. Parents might feel that reading in English is kind of hindering their interest, and when they read in their native language, they might feel that the child is able to connect to the story, connect to the book more. So that is when the parents used to ask me this question, that can I read the book or can I tell the story in the book in my native language itself? So the answer is yes, of course you can. So I'll tell you an example with this book. This is a book, We Are Going on a Beer Hunt. This is a very famous book. This is completely written in English. So I'll give you an example. I just started this book some 2 weeks ago to my to my child who is just 25 months. So when I started this book with her, I started reading it in English, and I could see that she was not very much interested to read this book in English. But I used to have the tunes, whatever languages we use, we always have a rhyming. Whenever there is a rhyming book, we used to sing it with a tune. For example, we are going on a beer hunt, we are going to catch a big one. What a beautiful day, we are not scared. Uh-oh, grass, long wavy grass. We can't go over it, we can't go under it, we got to go through it. So this kind of, I used to read with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of rhyming tunes and all that. But still I felt that she was not very interested to look at this book, and she always rejects this book whenever I take. And then one day what happened is she was reading the same book with her dad. Okay, so my husband always have a child-led approach. He won't read the books as it is, and he lets her to take the lead. So when she was asking, she used to point out and ask, what is this, what is this, what this girl is doing, who is this, who is this person is, what this person is doing, what this dog is doing. All those conversations will happen when they read. So she also have started asking, like, what is this, what is this, what is this? And my husband, instead of reading the book as given in the word by word, he used to tell the story, what is happening actually. So for example, they are going to get a beer. So they are going on a road, they have seen a grass. So all these conversations happens in the native language, which is Tamil. Okay, so for us it is Tamil. So he used to tell the story in the native language itself. So he used to say, see, the mummy is actually dragging the child, the mummy is child is actually holding mummy's hand, and they're all going through this like. So then she picked up the interest and she asked, what's written here? Then in traditional, it's the sounds to grass, swishy swashy, swishy swashy, swishy swashy. And then they go to the next page. In this page, what happens? See, there is a river came, and in the river they want to go into the river. I mean, they have to go through the river, so they are thinking, well, how to go, what to do. Then they are taking off their slippers and they are walking through the river. And then, so every page he started explaining in the native language itself, using the picture. See, once they cross the river, they are putting the slippers on their feet. The amma is helping sister to put her shoes on. So these kind of conversations, everything happened in the native language itself. The entire book took around, she took around 30 minutes or 45 minutes. She was actually reading the book over and over, including, she was actually looking at each of the details. She was looking at each details of it, and she was very much involved in the book. And it's been 2 weeks. We are still reading this book every time before bedtime. She loves this book. But this time, this was the native language reading happened on the first day and second day. Like her dad used to read to her, I mean, not reading, but telling the story in the native language itself. So the child feels more understood. She understood the story and she was more interested to look at each and every detail. And now it's been 2 weeks that we come up with so much new details. And every time these days, only 1 or 2 days, we would have read that, told the story in the native language. But then every time we read the story, my child, she herself will tell the story once she starts seeing the pictures. You might have seen other read alouds by Shradhu where she actually comprehend the stories which were given in the book. I mean, she don't read it yet, but she will tell the story just by looking at the pictures. But that is coming naturally. Only after looking at that, only after observing that, we are implementing, actually encouraging that more. So she loves to do that. And along with that, we used to read whatever given in the English language itself. Now the child is more interested. She will wait until we finish all the lines here, and then she herself will turn the page and then swishy swashy, and then go back to this. And the next, all the sentences I used to read to her in English. She used to tell me the story in Tamil, and then we read together. Okay, so this is how we have been following the child's lead in this. So when you are introducing books to your baby, if you are not very comfortable in the language, in reading the book in the given language, you can always read it in the native language itself. So book is only a tool. It could be for many uses. So you can, if you feel this book reading is actually a tool for connection, also connecting with your child also. So if you can't connect with your child through the book, you can always find ways of how you can actually connect with your child. So if telling the story of the book in your native languages gives you more connection, I would suggest you to do that. And always you can see that your child is also more interested in when they start understanding what is there in the story. And always you can also try to introduce the same language, instead apart from the native language, you can also include the English language or whatever language it is given. So even if you are having a multi-language, multilingual family, when you are introducing a new language to the child, when your new book with a new language, you can always use your native language to explain what is happening in the book, and then you can read the read sentences in that particular language, whatever it is. So for example, for us, Hindi is a new language that we have added, and we introduce books in Hindi. So whenever I start reading Hindi books, I used to see what's happening. I first explain the picture either in English or in Tamil, and then I will start reading the language sentences given in Hindi. So the child will also be able to connect with the story, connect with the book, and they will be able to look at the script given. So I hope this might have cleared your doubts on what language I should introduce books to my baby. So always feel whatever is comfortable for you and your child, you can do that. You can also have multiple languages with the same book. You can read the story in the given language, and you can tell the story in a different language, so that all of that will help in the overall development and overall literacy. I hope you find this video helpful, and this is the this is one of the series which is very close to my heart, Books to Babies, because I feel that books to babies shouldn't be a very costliest option, and I want this Books to Babies to reach more people. And introducing books to babies from the early age has lot of benefits. So yeah, I will be saving this live, and there is a playlist itself. I have covered so much before, so I am now picking up each topic every week, and I'm talking in detail about it. So for a 10 minutes or 15 minutes I'll talk about it, but there are a lot of other videos which we did in the earlier weekends, which you can find in the playlist Books to Babies, so you can check that out as well. Thank you so much for joining me live, and follow me in Instagram for more updates. Thank you so much. Bye bye.